Okay, so you've clicked on this video, you already know what it's going to be about, and this actually happened to me on Saturday, and it is Tuesday. So it's a very relevant story, and it's very recent, so I'm excited to tell you about it, because A, it sucked, and B, well, it sucked. So it's another day, I'm over it, but just in that moment of what I'm going to tell you, just know that I was not good. I don't know a word for it, but I just wasn't ready for that situation to happen to me. Before I get into the video though, I did want to show you guys my shirt because I love this shirt. It is so freaking cute. It's like the 90s Solo cups or water cups or whatever they were. Anyway, let's just get right into the video because I cannot wait to tell you guys. So pretty much I work at like a local dairy ice cream store. They're pretty much only in the Midwest, so I don't really want to name names anyway, but I work at like a dairy ice cream store. So I'm actually, on Saturday, I was training at a different location than from what I'm used to. I work at one location, but when you get promoted, I got promoted to assistant manager, you have to get sent to a training location, and my store wasn't one. So now that that's out of the way, I was at a store that I didn't really know anybody at. So when you don't know people, you know, that you work with, you're not really the most comfortable where you are. At least for me, like, I can talk to anybody, I can make friends with anybody that I want, but sometimes it's just like hard to separate, like when you're training and learning something, to like make friendships, whatever. I feel like that kind of plays some type of role in this story, so I just wanted to backtrack a little bit. It was just a Saturday night, you know, for ice cream at nighttime, it's much busier than it would be during the day. So I was working the night shift, and this woman, a mother, had ordered 2 scoops of a chocolate peanut butter ice cream in a chocolate dipped waffle bowl. Okay, so my store, you either can get a waffle bowl or a waffle cone. It's the same price, same way it's made, it's just a different shape. Okay, so the lady had ordered the waffle bowl, but we had run out since it was so busy on a Saturday night. Drive-thru had taken the chocolate dipped waffle bowl that she had ordered before her order was made. So that was like the first like, uh-oh, you know? So after that, I had made like the executive decision to like just say, you know what, whatever. If she wanted the chocolate dipped waffle bowl, she'll get the same taste with the exact same chocolate dipped waffle cone, okay? So I made that decision, put the ice cream in the cone instead since we ran out of the bowls, and I'm bringing it to her table. So I bring it to the mother, who was the one that ordered it, and I'm standing behind like a pregnant daughter. She's about 25, okay? So I'm standing behind the pregnant daughter because in front of me is the mother that ordered it. So I say, ma'am, I do apologize. We had run out of the chocolate dipped waffle bowls. I put it in the same cone. If you wanted a bowl, I can go change that out for you. Or if you want something completely different, I can do that for you too. So I took the steps of like what you should do, you know, apologize, offer something else, see if you can get the customer as happy as they can be, whatever. So the mom, after I had told her we ran out of the bowls, she just kind of goes like, well, that's not what I ordered. She was like, you know, she wasn't super bitchy about it, super rude, whatever. She was fine. Like, she was, I think, slightly disappointed, but whatever. She didn't really have much time to say anything else before that pregnant daughter that I'm standing behind had something to say. So, when she heard, the daughter now, I'm talking about the pregnant daughter that I'm standing behind, when she had heard that her mom wasn't getting that chocolate dipped waffle bowl she ordered, she like lost her shit. The pregnant woman, she turned around. First of all, she's sitting behind, or in front of me with her back towards me. She like whips around. She's like, does that make any fucking logical sense to you? Really, bitch? I look at her, Because, like, in that instance, you can't be like, the fuck you just say to me? Because, like, any other day if I wasn't working, that's how my attitude would have been towards that random-ass lady. But since I'm working and I'm in training to be an assistant manager, I have to be like, cool it down. And I just kind of pretended I didn't hear what she said. So I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, super nice in my work voice or whatever. We all have a work voice. It's like, this is how I'm talking to you now normally. But if I was talking to you at work, I would be like, hi, welcome. How can I help you? You know? So I just said, I'm sorry, what? And then she repeated it louder. So like I said earlier, it was a Saturday night. It's super busy. We actually had a line for our inside register. We had a line in our drive-thru, and our entire dining room was full of people. There was people standing around eating ice cream. That's how busy we were. So the girl, after she said, does that make any fucking logical sense to you, for the second time, even louder than the first, I just repeated myself. I'm still holding the ice cream cone, by the way. The mother has not accepted it out of my hand. So I'm just like awkwardly, you know, like, you know? So, she says, does that make fucking logical sense to you? And I just re-explained myself. And she just snapped, honestly, the pregnant woman. She was like, get the fuck out of here. Get away from us. Just like pointing and like getting all weird with me. And I'm like, bitch, it's over ice cream. 2 scoops of fucking ice cream, okay? Like, you don't have to be getting this upset. I get that you're pregnant, but you can't use that as an excuse, right? So, she did, by the way, coming up. After she says, like, get the fuck away from me, I honestly, like, I started taking that as, like, a verbal threat. Because, to be honest, yes, I've gotten into, like, minuscule fights with other customers in the past because I have worked in customer service since I was 15. And I've definitely gotten called some names, whatever. That's just the part of the job, you know? But I've never really been like, get the fuck away from me, like, meh, whatever. So I was like, okay, like I said, I'm still awkwardly holding this ice cream cone, and I was like, do I give it to her? Do I just walk away with it? Like, I don't know what to do. So in my head, I was like, okay, well, she still needs her ice cream, and this is all she's really gonna get from me because she doesn't want anything else. So I was like, to the mom, not the pregnant one, I was like, do you still want this? So then the pregnant lady that I'm sitting behind, she like turns around and like whips the cone out of my hand. She cracks the cone as she takes it out of my hand. Because like, it's a waffle cone, you know, they're pretty sturdy, but if she was that pissed, which she was, when she grabbed it, like her thumb went right through it and she cracked it. So I'm just like, fuck, right? Like, wow, what else can happen, right? So let me tell you, I'm even like sweating thinking about this happening, because I was just like, so it went from 0 to literally 100 within, this whole ordeal so far that I've explained all happened within like a minute. Like, it was so fast. So after she snatches the cone from me, I felt that it was my responsibility just to apologize one more time before I left, because I was like, I don't want a bad review. I didn't want to, like, whatever. I didn't do anything wrong. And like I said, I wasn't like hovering over their table. I wasn't going an extra length to like make myself be like pushed into their bubble, you know? I was literally there for less than a minute before everything else happened. So it was just like, whatever. So anyway, after the cone was snatched and broken, I said, sorry, let me know if there's anything else you can do. And in the middle of me saying like my last apology, which would have lasted 5 seconds, this is the part where it gets, I guess, good. Since I was still standing behind her, because that was like my positioning for the whole conversation, she stands up, swings the chair, pushes the chair as hard as she could behind her. It hits me in the hip. She gets in my face, fist clenched, the pregnant mom, by the way. She gets in my face, fist clenched, and like literally like right fucking here in my face. I've never ever in my life gotten into a physical fight, not even through school, whatever. Never done it. So the fact that a stranger over ice cream hits me with a chair, stands up in my face and is clenching her fist, ready to fucking punch me. I was like, I didn't even know what to think. I'm like, I wasn't thinking about cops. I wasn't thinking about really anything else. The only thought I had was like, fuck, what do I do after I get hit? Because I'm just like, any other given day, like say this was me at the mall shopping and someone wanted to fight me, I'd be fighting that bitch, you know? Like but it's my job. My job is not worth losing it because of somebody else, you know? So I just had to stop. I was frozen. I was honestly frozen. I wouldn't necessarily say that I was like super scared. I was just like more so, oh shit, like what do I do kind of thing. Because, like, if I got punched, I got punched. As long as she doesn't break, like, one of my teeth, I'm fine, whatever. But I was just like, oh, my God. What? So as she's standing in my face, she's yelling, right? And like I said, the dining room's full. So she's like, you better get the fuck out of my face. I'm too pregnant to deal with your fucking bullshit. And I'm just like, okay, sorry. So I just start, like, backing up. And it, like... At that time also, like I said, I wasn't more so scared. I was just like not knowing what to do, but I was also embarrassed because a full room of a full dining room, and nobody helped me. Nobody tried to stop her. Nobody said a damn thing. Like, wow. Like, I was so taken back by the rest of the public that was in there because I was like, if that was me as a bystander witnessing that as a worker was getting like physically and verbally threatened, I would have stepped up because I know that that worker can't say a damn thing without like getting written up, lose their job, whatever the case may be. Like, I just felt like so alone, I guess, and ganged up on, if you will. There's like, I know that you guys know the word I'm trying to say because I can't think of it right now, but I just kind of felt like those kinds of emotions. So also, to tell you where I was in the dining room, there's like a little wall where you can't, like where we make the ice cream, my coworkers couldn't see me perfectly. So they had no idea that this was going on. And on top of it all, my store, well, that training store, they didn't have cameras, right? Like every single other location that I've at least been in, and my current one that I work at, we have cameras. And I thought that was like a big thing, but I guess not. So, I'm pretty shaken up, and after I backed away, you know, I left the table, whatever, that whole situation from after she, like, tried to punch me, that lasted for a total of probably, like, 2.5 minutes. Like, it was literally such a quick interaction for all of that to have happened. Like, fuck, right? So as I walked away from the table, I'm about to go tell my manager that was on duty what happened, but a mom that had she motioned me over. So I was like, okay, I'll just go over there, you know? And I could feel my face was so red, and it was so red because of frustration, because I wish I could have said something to the bitch, being like, you know, high stress is bad for your baby, right? And not to mention, that pregnant mom had a kid with her that was probably like a 3-year-old son, and he had like a drippy, bloody nose that was dried, like a dried-on, bloody nose. What? If you're willing to fight a stranger over ice cream, I can only imagine how you are as a mother, like, God forbid. So the mom that motioned me over, she goes, you know, just don't worry about her. She's hormonal, like, you have a good rest of your night. Don't worry about her. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, bitch, shut up, you know? Because it's like, if you really cared about that situation, you would have stopped her when she was in my face, okay? Like, I'm sorry, like, thank you for saying that to me, but also, why didn't you try to help me? If you're willing to say something to me now, you should have said something earlier when the bitch was about to hit me. That's just my thought. That's what I would have done. But anyway, I just kind of said, like, thank you, I appreciate it, enjoy your night, or something like that. So in the middle of me saying, like, enjoy your night, because I was, you know, almost done talking to that woman, the pregnant bitch overheard the woman talking to me about that situation. So she does one of those things again, like the so quick in her seat. It was so fucked up. But she did that, and she's like, I hear you bitches talking about me. I said, get the fuck away. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I can't win with this lady. Like, I was talking literally like this level, like thank you, I appreciate it, you know, enjoy your night, whatever. I was not talking like, yeah, I know, right? What a fucking bitch. She could have hit me. Like, I wasn't even screaming or anything. And that lady, that pregnant one, she was just looking for a bone to pick, apparently, because don't continue to fucking watch where I'm going and listen to whatever the fuck I'm saying. I never said anything nasty. I never did anything wrong. Still pissed about it, kind of, but today's Tuesday. That was Saturday. It's a different day. Anyway, I go into the back and I see this girl that, like I said, this location, I don't really know anybody, but this one girl, Hannah, she was super nice to me. So I was like, can I please talk to you? Like, fuck. And she could tell that I was visibly upset. Like, I wasn't crying or anything. I was just so red and, like, stirred up, like, frick. Ugh. So she's like, what happened? So 30 seconds into, like, me trying to explain, my assistant manager came by. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to call him Bob because that'll be easier for me to say, and I don't want to give anything away. Whatever. Because I had to write a statement about this. I did talk to my 2 district managers. I had a meeting with them yesterday and all of that hoopla, so I don't want to get in trouble. But Bob came in and he's like, hey, what's going on? Like, you look upset, like, da-da-da-da. So I tell him what happened and he's like, well, who is she? Show me. So I show her because I'm, like, honestly hiding from her now. I don't want her to, like, get up and, like, run after me or something because she was literally so unpredictable. Very unpredictable, clearly. I tell my assistant manager and I show him, like, it was the girl in the gray t-shirt, whatever. All that motherfucker Bob does is goes up to her, finds out, like, what she says, but I could see, like, in the reflection of the window from where I was standing, because I could see her table from that, she was, like, getting all flaily, like, going like this and, like, whatever. So, and Bob is a very, like, mellow person, not caring kind of person. So he was just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's kind of how his personality is. So I got pissed because he had told me that he, like, when he came back, he's like, I just apologized, whatever. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Apologize for, like, what? Apologizing for what? I didn't do anything wrong. And on top of it, why are they still in the store? Like, I'm assistant manager in training. If a coworker came up to me, I'm not involved in the situation, and they said, like, this and this happened, I would go up to them and say that you need to remove yourselves from this establishment because a physical and verbal threat on multiple occasions, physical only once, you need to get the fuck out of the store. That's just my opinion, but it's also common sense. When he said, like, just let them, like, I apologize to them, let them eat, let them enjoy their whatever. No. Like, excuse you, Bob. No. It was actually my last day at that training location, too, to top it all off, because now I'm at my original location that I was at prior, but whatever. So I'm like, really, on my last day, I have to have this fucking fight with somebody? Great. Love it. Okay. So after that, I was like, I'm going to call my manager. Not going to name names. I'm going to call her Maria. Okay. So I step outside because I needed to calm down from being so beyond frustrated and shaken up about the whole situation. I needed to call the general manager of that store who was off that day and be like, hey, this is what's going on. What do I do? She's like, I wouldn't stand for that. You need to call the cops, da-da-da-da. But I felt like I had no backup. So it was literally me against this whole entire family that, like, caused this scene. I didn't want to be the one to call the cops because then I would have to, talk to them, explain. She would probably get fucking angry with me and whatever. Since I was involved, I did not feel comfortable. I was hoping that Bob would have been like, I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to get them removed. Then I would have been like, yes, please help me out, please. Like, I don't know what to do. Because in that whole instance of, like, everything since the moment they had that conflict with me until they left, they were in that store for 45 minutes. So I was like, wow, I hang up the phone with Maria and she calls Bob because she wants to know what happened. So as I was outside, I guess that witness, the mom that had motioned me over to the table, she had gone up to Bob and said, hey, like, just so you know, she did a great job. They just got, like, really irate with her. And irate was, like, the word she used. She never said, like, she never physically mentioned that they, like, stood up, had a fist to my face, was 2 inches away from mine. Like, she never said that, excuse me. Bob, hearing that witness's side, he almost, like, disregarded what I said, and he's like, well, she just started yelling at you. And I'm like, excuse you, Bob, I had a fist to my face. Like, what? Like, I had a fist in my fucking face ready to be punched because of ice cream that was wrong. So, you know, I'm just getting really irritated and nothing's being done. So as I went back inside, I found out what the witness said, and Bob, like, was like, come on, let me talk to you, da-da-da-da. And I talked to him, and I actually got into a fucking argument with him because I was like, I don't know why you're not standing behind me. I don't know why you're not believing me, because just because a witness said one thing and left out a crucial detail, you're not going to believe what I said and what I dealt with. Like, fuck, right? So I was literally, like, so frustrated. I was frustrated for that whole entire 45 minutes because they were there, and I was just so fed up. I was so fed up. So I was arguing with him, trying to explain the common sense of how they should have been, you know, escorted out or removed. Since you're the manager of the store or assistant manager of the store, kick them out. Like, kick them out. It's not even my location. I don't feel like that is my responsibility, especially when I was the victim in the whole thing. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm the victim, like, help me. No, but, like, in that situation or scenario, I was technically the victim and she was the fucking bully? I don't know. Whatever word you want to call her, she sucks. So I got so frustrated, and I ended up actually leaving work because I felt uncomfortable, unprotected, not safe, and I was like, I can't stay in a workplace that nobody cares about the well-being of their coworkers. So yeah, yesterday being Monday, I'm back in my new store. Both of my district managers came in. We'll just call them Kathy and Ron. Literally not the names that they are. That's so funny. I wish you guys knew the real names, but whatever. So Kathy and Ron were talking to me, and Kathy is actually Bob's district manager and Ron is mine because we're in 2 different store locations. So Kathy had said that Bob only said that we were having, like, words exchanged with each other. He never told her that I had a fist in my face and I had somebody telling me to get the fuck out or get the fuck away from them and screaming at me and embarrassing me in front of an entire dining room. Like, he never said that. He only said that there were some words exchanged that shouldn't have been. So the fact that they came in thinking that it was because of me, because I had words that I exchanged with a customer that I shouldn't have. Oh my god. If I could go back to that location as, like, somebody else and, like, beat the fuck out of Bob, I wish I could. But A, I'm not an aggressive person, and B, like, I want to keep my job because it makes me kind of decent money. So I was in a predicament. So I actually wrote, when I got home on that Saturday night, I wrote like a 6-page statement, like every detail, every quote, every time that I had when I went outside, when I called somebody, like when this happened, when I brought up the ice cream. I had it all written down because I was like, I need this to be handed in because this is such a wrong, this was handled wrong. He didn't care, because not to mention, Bob was like, if you want to call the cops, you can, but it's not necessary. Like, just completely like, you know, like the situation didn't matter. Whatever. I was just so pissed. And please sound off in the comments if you're reading that, what you would have done, how you would have handled it, like what you would have done as my manager, because in my head, he should have been the one calling the cops. I know I could have taken it upon myself, so don't be like, you stupid bitch, like you could have just done it and gotten it over with. Like, I get it, but like in that instance, I just felt like somebody else should have been doing it for me. I don't know. That might be the wrong thing. You guys can make fun of me all you want. But just how I felt in that situation, that's just how I thought that it should have been carried on, because I was in training. I'm not technically an assistant manager yet. I'm still just like a coworker. So it's like, please, as my higher up, take care of the situation. That's how I felt. So everything's fine. Now that both Kathy and Ron knew the severity of the situation, they were almost like, I get it. Like, you should have left. You shouldn't have had to stay there. That's ridiculous how Bob didn't care about you. And I had to write like a complaint about his management, like, and everything. So that's my story of how I almost got punched in the face. Super glad that I did not get actually punched, because if my teeth got fucked up, that's actually like one of my fears, is chipping a tooth. Like, fuck, right? Like, it's literally, chipping a tooth is like equivalent to like how scared I am of drowning. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will have more story times coming up, because I have a lot of stories. Please go to my Instagram and follow me. It's at lau.bae. So I will have that. There's a link somewhere, maybe in the description below, maybe on my homepage. Alright guys, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys later.